Happy Canadian Thanksgiving. Well, Thanksgiving Sunday, Thanksgiving Monday. I don't know which day is the actual day of Thanksgiving. One of my pet peeves is even on the day of Thanksgiving, how many people are actually giving thanks. But oughtn't we all be giving thanks every single day of the year? I'm not a big gratitude person. I much prefer the word and the feeling, the vibrational feeling of appreciation. So as I say to everyone with whom I'm discussing the word I appreciate instead of I'm grateful, is just think of the word we use for real estate. When we purchase real estate, we all want it to appreciate in value, right? And that's what I want too, because gratitude is saying it's done. Okay, great. I appreciate what is done, and I'm very open to a whole lot more. So I wonder, could I start a movement here to call this Appreciation Weekend? But again, no, I don't even believe in that. It's like, let's be appreciative every single day. Absolutely. And I know that many of us are, but unfortunately, many of us aren't. Anyway, I just wanted to say that I came from Toronto down to Kingston on, not yesterday, the day before yesterday. And I was still wearing bare arms. If you watch the videos, you'll see why. But I'm still wearing my orange for pumpkin scarf, I guess you'd call it. But at any rate, talk about a temperature change. Holy Hannah. Yeah, it was cool because it had rained on Thursday night, and on Friday I'm coming down, and it was 22 degrees, but a cool 22, not like a warm 22, because it had been warm for weeks because we had a cold rain. Well, then yesterday it rained most of the day, and I actually turned the heat on where I'm staying, and this just to take the chill off. And then this morning when I got up again, I turned the heat on just to take the chill off, and then turn the apparatus off again so that it won't come on during the day or anything. But I wish I could show you, of course I can't operate the camera from driving, but I wish I could show you the beautiful, beautiful leaves I'm seeing. They're just gorgeous. On the freeway from Toronto to Kingston, 401 highway we call it, and it should be the 601, or in places the 801 or 1001 highway, because 4 denotes the number of lanes, and it used to be a 4-lane highway for many years from the time it was created. I'm going to say maybe 50 years, and now it's a 6-lane highway most of the way from Toronto to Kingston. But at any rate, the beautiful, beautiful leaves along the way there, they were just stunning. So it was a very lovely drive, and I'm very appreciative of it too, because not everywhere I travel do they have this kind of, autumn where the leaves are changing color like that. So that's another benefit of being a nomad or a wanderer, is that we can be in the best places for the particular seasons. Yeah. I just thought about that. Now I have a question to myself. Am I going to ski this winter? I used to go skiing all the time. My gosh, when I taught my kids to ski when they were 7 and 5. No, it might have been 9 and 7 when I taught them to ski. Because my older daughter was 7 when I fell off my bicycle on Labor Day weekend, Saturday of Labor Day weekend, so it was the beginning of September. I do a lot of things on Labor Day weekend, like start a business on the Tuesday after Labor Day weekend 20 years ago. But at any rate, so when I woke up from that coma, so I fell off a bicycle, landed on my head right here. I still have the nice indentation, but my hair grew back a long time ago. Anyway, when I woke started doing them. That very winter, I went downhill skiing for the first time in my life. The father of my children, with whom I was at the time, was not at all interested in going skiing, though I had been for a number of years. Well, I just decided I just can't wait for other people to be in agreement with what it is I want to do. So, of course, he went too, because, I guess that's what couples do, but also he had an issue with me doing anything without him there. So at any rate, we go skiing together, and oh my gosh, it just started raining. I'm on my way to a Thanksgiving dinner at my sister's home with my family, at the home of one of my sisters. Anyway, it's raining, but not surprised, the clouds are very, very black. So back to the issue of skiing, or the topic of skiing, and not waiting for other people to agree to do what I want to do. You know what? He didn't want to do it. That was fine. Well, anyway, we go out there. He was an almost hockey player, and his brother actually became, a professional hockey player for a short term. But at any rate, skating and skiing is very similar. I was never a skater. I was a horseback rider. So anyway, we get on the ski hill, and doesn't he pick it up a whole lot faster than I do, but that's fine. That winter, not that winter, so I skied 2 or 3 times, and that whole year, and so then the next year, so then my daughter would have just turned 9, my older daughter, the one who was cycling with me at the time of this falling off my bike accident, and my younger daughter then was not yet 7, but pretty close to 7. We are going to take them out and teach them how to ski, and darn if their father didn't break his leg. Yep. Well, his ankle, I think. But anyway, same thing. Same result. So I, the not much of a skier yet, take my kidlets out, and we started skiing. They get lessons, of course, and I too took a lesson, and then we're skiing together. And oh my gosh, there was this one time, I'm coming down with the 2 kids in front of me, because I'm not going to be able to walk up the hill, and I'm just saying go slowly and all that stuff. So my older daughter had wiped out, and I'm working with her to try to get her all back into her equipment and everything. And then my younger daughter just went, and it's like, oh my gosh, like, what can I do? I've got one here who needs me, and one there who's going to need me, but I'm not going to be able to catch up with her anyway. I just stood there and watched her go straight down the hill, no turns or anything. When I eventually caught up with her, she did it perfectly. When I eventually caught up with her, and like, what are you doing? You can't do that sort of thing. Remember the rules. And she said, I'll never do that again. I was so scared. I was going so fast. Yeah, I bet you were. 7 and, well, no, not yet 7. So the other one was 9. She'd be 7 in March, and this would have been January or February. So, yeah, anyway, so am I going to go skiing this winter? Because I have not been skiing in a few winters, because I've been wintering down south. And then the lockdown winter, when I was forced to be in Canada, I couldn't go skiing, because that was a bunch of bullshit too. So, at any rate, I'm not sure if I'll go skiing this winter. If I do, I will probably be somewhere else, and then I will, sorry guys, I'm not really paying attention. We have this opening of lanes so that we can pass the slow movers, but that slow mover was supposed to have gotten off to the right side, and he didn't. So I passed him on the left, and that bothers me. Well, no, I guess I passed him on the right. He's on the left-hand side. Sorry. Anyway, so now I'm back paying attention to the lanes and all that stuff. Okay, so anyway, that was the end of that. Maybe I'll cut that stuff out, or maybe I'll leave it, because this is a part of traveling around, getting around the world, either by plane, train, or automobile. And actually, I don't do train anymore, thanks to that head injury. So the head injury, I'll come back to that one a little bit. So my business, it was 2006 or 2007, I believe. 2007 it was. In March, I took a train from Kingston, Ontario, all the way to London, Ontario. And when I got there and everything was fine. And in the evening, I was going to be doing a workshop the next day. And I'm sitting at the desk in my suite and preparing for the next day. And I felt like I had just about toppled over, or that I had like toppled, but not all the way to the floor, but like almost toppled over. That's what I said the first time. And damn, but it's like, whoa, what happened? And I look, and there's a mirror right in front of me, and I hadn't moved. Had not moved. So here I am in an 80 zone going 103 in this truck past me. Good to know. You never know what the tolerated speed limit is until you're following locals. Oh, now we're doing 113 in an 80. Okay, so anyway, I had this dizziness thing then that came on the next day. I was standing delivering this workshop, and I was dizzy, and I kept trying not to let on that I was doing this. I'm sure people didn't see anything. I came to find out people didn't see anything, but in my head with what was going on, it was like, wow, loopy. So anyway, long story short, I eventually went through a barrage of tests, and every doctor said, well, that had the main one who organized it all, but every other doctor along the way also said, well, I can't tell you what you do have, but I know you don't have what we were just testing for. So at the end, the big summary was, well, we can't tell you what you do have, but we can tell you that you don't have any of the things we know about that we've checked for. So, yeah. So, anyway, the way that I managed to get past this, and that made it so that I cannot fly at the back of a plane, cannot sit at the back of a airplane, cannot take a train at all, ever, because it jerks forward and back and side to side, so back and forth and side to side 100% of the time, and my brain can't handle that. So what I found to be the solution by happenstance, I didn't know in advance, I was going for something else, is an osteopath. But not every osteopath does it the way the world's best osteopath for me, Miriam Saeed in Kingston, does it. And in fact, I have referred other people to her. One of my sisters, I referred to her, and when my sister went, she said to her, I think you need to go to the hospital. I think there's something big going on with you. And sure enough, my sister was having serious heart issues that she didn't yet know until, was it that day or very shortly thereafter anyway, that she actually had a heart attack. And she went to the hospital to say, I'm not feeling good. She was having a heart attack. So Miriam is good. And another person I know of, I've referred many people, but a client of mine goes to Miriam Saeed from Coburg. She drives all the way from Coburg to Kingston, which is a bit of a distance. And she told me she's going next week, in fact, because we were talking about something that she's having an issue with. It will not go away, and she's seen the doctor about 3 times, taken medication and all that, so she's going to Miriam. She said, I never thought about going to Miriam for this. I said, honey, go to Miriam for everything. So at any rate, this client said to me, the last time I saw Miriam, and she tolerated these, it was a sciatic nerve problem, and she tolerated that for months and months, and long story about how she couldn't get there because of the weather was stopping her and all that. And then finally I said to her, because we happened to have a coaching session the day before she was supposed to be going on to Miriam's appointment the next day, and she said, and now the weather is going to be bad again. And I said, if you say it is, it will be. And instead, why not declare that you're going to have safe weather to drive all the way to Miriam's and back again? She's like, what? Anyway, so then I gave her my little system that I use to have the weather I want at a particular time. I'm not so greedy that I need to have the weather I want all the time, because other people want their crappy weather and they're welcome to it too. But I taught her this, and so sure enough, she did it, and she sent me an email at the end of the day, the next day, to say the weather was beautiful, even sunny, all the way there and all the way back. Yeah, I'm not surprised. So anyway, yeah, what was I talking about there? My head injury. Yeah, absolutely. So Miriam Saeed is able to correct that. And now that I know what brings it on, what causes it, I avoid all that. And I haven't had to go to Miriam for it in a long time. But one thing I did go to Miriam for, so again, I'm talking osteopath. One thing I did go to her for, from out of the blue, I had dental work done where I live in New Brunswick. And then I'm on my way on a cross-country journey, marketing journey. So I left New Brunswick the day after this dental work. So I had some work done, and I don't know, I can't remember, but oh yeah, a tooth back here and a little bit up here. And so she used this like a jack for a tire to keep my mouth open for a long time. Okay, fine. So I get to my mom's the next day, and I go to eat lunch, and my mouth won't open. I can't open my mouth. Can you imagine? But I can't. I can talk just fine, but I cannot open my mouth to eat. So it's like, oh my God. And I'm on my way to an event where I'm going to be a speaker. It was, I can't remember. But anyway, it was an association, Ontario Electrical League Association event where it was a trade show. I had a booth. I'm going to be talking all the time. I was one of the presenters, all that stuff. And I can't open my mouth to eat. I could talk still, but anyway, so I get in to see, and that was in a few days. So I call Miriam and I tell her my dilemma, and she did not have any cancellations, any space in her agenda at all. So what she did is she surrendered her lunch for me. I zip in there that day. She works her magic with her fingers in my mouth this time. And then she said to me, I'm not sure that we totally got it. It's a start. This is a serious thing. Can you come in 2 more days? Yes, I can. On her lunch hour. Again, this is Miriam Saeed. She is beautiful. Beautiful person. So the next time, then I'm leaving the next day. So she said, okay, well, that's all I can do for now, but please tell me, going across the country, you will not see another dentist for at least 2 months. I said, oh, honey, I won't be seeing another dentist for a while. Anyway, I am going to see Miriam Saeed tomorrow. No, not tomorrow, on Tuesday. So in 2 days from today, I've had this appointment. I've been waiting a month to get in to see her with her schedule and my schedule. Oh, a month and a half with her schedule and my schedule. And so it's just because I think my jaw is not perfect. A dentist told me that once a little while ago, that it's a little bit out of alignment, like a hair out of alignment. So since I'm in the area, I thought I'm going to see Miriam and I'm going to get realigned. So, and she'll work on my head too. So that's another thing. Anytime I see her, she just works on my head as well, keeps it as aligned, as regulated, whatever, as she possibly can, and it just works wonders for me. So if you ever have any issues, like a sciatic or whatever, I forget what the symptoms were for my sister that I suggested Miriam, but Miriam just does wonders with the whole entire body. You have anything going on with your body, go to an osteopath, but reach out to me and ask me, and I can explain to you the way Miriam does it, because not all osteopaths do the same thing. So anyway, I think that's enough. I'm about 5 minutes from my aunt's place, where I'm going to pick her up and take her to my sister's for our family lunch, and she will be leaving church. She might be leaving church just about now, actually. So maybe I could check it out at the church and see if I could pick her up there and take her home from there. But, oh yeah, because it's raining. I'm going to do that. Yes, because otherwise she's going to be walking home in the rain. Not at long distance, but why don't I pick her up? I will. Okay. See you later, everybody.